All right, so we're gonna finally gonna get to our first subject drawing. We're gonna start with marine animals. Before I get to the all the fishes, and I'm gonna start with octopus, and I'm actually gonna talk about how to draw tentacles because there's a lot of things you can learn by and off the tentacle. It's a twisting tube with all the suction. Looks like a little disc sits on the bottom plane of this tube, and then obviously the tentacle can twist. You have to basically visualize figuring out all those discs of the suction, how they roll over, following the same perspective as the tentacle itself. So you're gonna learn a lot. So let's start with that first. So I have an image pulled out of this octopus right here. So I'm gonna use the artist pen. I'm basically right now just getting the shape down first. Throw that one off. I can't see, but just get that gestures. I'm gonna track this horizontal tentacle by looks like there is an edge coming out from the base of this eyes, coming out this way. And you can see there's little like splits. I think about I should coming forward a little bit, somewhere about right here. That's where this tentacle goes over right here, and it rolls off, turns down, and it rolls off like this. Oops. And sometimes I just mark it first for some of the like important, like this suction right here is pretty large. I'll put that down first. It also give me the idea where the corner is, because this is where the front of the front of the tentacle meets the side. So I'm gonna put one right here. Looks like there's one right here, smaller one, and I'll figure these out later. It's a very complex subject. So usually when that happens, I wanted to be aware of the overall much as I can. And that means sit back. I always think about my eyes as a camera lens. You're gonna zoom in and zoom out. And I would say 90% of the time, even 95% of the time, you'll be zooming out and to look at the overall comparison. For example, like where the back of tentacle align with the you know this the stomach area coming over here, or draw lines, and it's all dark here. I can't see. So it's okay. All I'm concerned about is I see this two suction. I see there's a line coming down this way and kind of roll off over and just twist over. And by following this, I see that yellow thing. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's in the back. But I just think about it as using as a rhythm gesture idea, coming out this way and coming out here, going up and coming out this way and coming in like this. I'll also mark. Looks like there's this suction right here. I'm also gonna mark this one. There's another one right here, right? About somewhere right there. And again, sit back, double check. I feel this playing volume. I feel this coming down, slope down this way. I get big, nice A coming back here. Um, I'm using the side of my artist pen because I don't want to get it too dark. Definitely not at this point. Again, you can use a marker. You could start with extra small if you want. Just I don't want to use extra small because it might be hard to see on in front of the camera. So I'm always just going to stick with the small size. Compared to the back of the head, I mean the stomach right here, looks like there's not a tentacle, but right here. So I got this one, and the other one coming from at the bottom. This is facing the side, this, and then it turns facing towards us. Somewhere like that. All right. Can't really see the eyes. It's all in the shadow. I see just a little above the orange upper eyelid. Usually the eye looks kind of freaky. Their eye looks like this. It looks just like the goat. So his eyes, it looks like donut, right? So so basically, and this is the actual eyelids right here. And here's the eyes. So you got several layers to it. You got a top and it kind of rolls up to the bottom. Depends on where light source coming from. Like you can actually you can see how this part goes in. This here are the shadows. And it helps to show this dimension. Bottom of this eye almost looks like the eye socket kind of digs in. In this case, which is the lights over on the top, you actually see this plane comes up and this plane drops. So all this going to be in actually be in the shadows. Like this. So all this going to be in shadow. And then also it rounds over this way, right? So the shadow is going to come over here and they're going to carry over through, goes around it. See, that's what you see. So analyze it, break it down, draw it out, zoom in, do a count out if you want. And if things get confused to you, don't just let it skip by. And because next time if you run into the same issue, you still wouldn't know how to do it. So you're better off just, take some time. Like I said, it's a sketchbook. Nobody have to see it. You can just, it's your sketchbook. And that's where all your imagination, your creativity, your study, your invest your time to to kind of work on your weakness or your strength. That's what a sketchbook is for. All right, so I'm going to take that, bring it in here. There's another one in the back. They drop down of this plane. You can see that's what the shadow right here coming in. I'm just gonna follow in the plane. The way I'm hatched, you're gonna just follow the planes. The safer way to do it. Feel like this part rolls over to this round shapes. I'll sit back, checks. I'm never quite sure what this little yellow thing on the side. Matter of fact, I just done a, I just recently was working on a 20-foot long octopus. Believe it or not, it was a mural I'm working on. To be honest, I don't even want to see another octopus at this point, because I've been working on that almost about 3 weeks. But it's amazing creature. The shapes, it just mesmerizing. Every time when I see them, I always enjoy, doing octopus drawings. But I think just recently I've been looking at too much. All right. I'll deal with this egg later because I want to make sure this shows. Or I can kind of, well, maybe I'll do that later. So I'm see how I'm taking my shadows and I'm always traveling it. Take your eye down this way, take your eye over this way. But I'm always it's a shape thing though. Although I'm drawing kind of strokes like this, taking eyes over like around, but I'm always thinking about how to certain part I might be doing a stroke, but then like certain area I might just unify it to turn into to make that into the shapes. So I'm always thinking about shapes because like, if I don't, a lot of time I'll get lost. You always all you see just just bunch of lines, and lines one dimensional. It doesn't really help serve with the designs. It help with the momentum, but not help with the designs. Let's see. All right, let's get to this tentacle, which is more right in the front. So here's the well. So what we need here's the body part. Let me use a different color so you can see. Well, yeah, let's do that first. So obviously this portion you can see right here, all these, let's just say where the tentacle, the body part, and then and the bottom plane is where all the suction is. See this top and all this is the bottom. And almost looks like it rose, this part kind of rose off and all the suction takes over the silhouettes. Let me just get that in first. Just use this color. You're gonna see we did this on the first week that the 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 controllable ellipse, right? We draw the ellipse going back this thing coming forward. So now these discs, when it turns this way, they actually slowly turn over like this. And also, what's interesting about this, the suction is, they also have to act based on the stretch and pinch of the tentacle, because they do, right? They're so flexible, they goes all over the place. And it's also great thing to learn design. Is usually what I'll do is I never my rule of thumb is basically three. So if you have a three suctions, three this looks the same. For sure, the fourth one I'll make it different. So I move around. I'm not really looking at a picture, trying to copy 100%. Just get the important ones. Like the usually the important ones, the one at the apex. What's apex? It usually is at the high point of a curve. That is an apex. Think about a racetrack. Racetrack, they talk about apex too. Make sure hit the apex. So if you have a racetrack that winds over like this, so if the car is right here, and they need to make this turn. So what they do, they have to hit this apex, right? Come this way, and then basically turns over. So this facing the side, very thin disc, and I go 1, 2, 3, and then go bring it back up. See, so basically follow with the tentacle, follow with the gesture, lead your eyes up, and I go 1, I go 2. You can decide the sizes, decide the alignment, and see, look how these three goes almost like a melody. They go up and down, like and coming down like this, and finish it up. I do actually, matter of fact, I do think of melody when I draw, because it is like you basically you stir like audience emotions by using shapes, line ways, gradation, all this tool that we have. And also, again, depends on the story too. If it's a evil story, horror story, or it's happy stories, you should have explained that. Um, I'm just gonna just do. Well, let's just do that. Maybe I'll take that one out. So now your eyes is gonna follow this melody. You're gonna follow down to this. So what I'm gonna do, I go 1, 2, 3. This is important because this one right here is bridging of this to this. 1, 2, 3. And then look over this way.